So while I was on a recent trip through Utah, I ran into this woman. Her name is Telly. Last year, in July of 2021, Telly attempted suicide and had a near-death experience. That story you can find linked here. It's not uncommon that after near-death experiences, people come back with supernatural gifts or abilities. Upon returning in the past year, she's had several experiences with what she called skinwalkers. When she said this word, I got goosebumps all over my body. The whole month prior, I had been saying it a bunch with my close friend. We watched the movie They Live. We just made up this funny term for aliens that were dressed in human bodies, and we were calling them skinwalkers. Whenever we would walk somewhere, we'd be like, oh, maybe that's a skinwalker. So we had been making jokes about skinwalkers for the past month, repeatedly. I still had no idea what a skinwalker was at that point. After her near-death experience, she had encounter after encounter with them in the area of Utah where she lives. So for this video, I decided to follow down the rabbit hole and do a little bit of research to figure out more about skinwalkers and what exactly were they.
That glowed white, an approximately 40-foot-long vehicle that hovered in the sky, and a mothership that was reported to be the size of
I know, like, you're not supposed to say the name because it's a superstition thing.
Superstition around the name, I'm just learning about them.
With some of the tribes that I've been around, like, they say that even if you say its name, it will hear you, like a attraction thing. I don't know how to explain it. I've already seen them and I've already had the encounters with them. So I'm just like, okay, like, I will say it. My first experience with the skinwalker, me and my friend Tristan, we were out in the hills driving around like we would usually do. We would just go out and have like a girls' night, just drive around, like look at rocks in the headlights or do something crazy and dance in the headlights. It just getting away from the boys and being able to go do girl stuff. We were coming down from a summit and there was this bush right out my window, right? I could literally reach out and like hit that bush as it went by. It was super close. The more that the headlights were angling as we were going past it and it was reflecting off of it, I saw these eyes and it was super close to me. I looked in its eyes and I just like felt this like panic, like this dread. Its face, and only its face was sticking out of the bush. So the rest of it was hid. All you could see was the face. And it had skin coming off of it. Like you could see meat, you could see bone, you can see the skin just hanging off of its face. And it like had blood on it and it was just sitting there and just making this eye contact with me. And it took me like a second to even like wrap my head around what I was seeing. I was just like, what the heck? I've never seen anything out in the hills like this. I've never seen nothing like that. And then after that first encounter is when all my shit started going sideways. There was another night that we were out and we were driving around, just opening up to her, you know, telling all of my stories, you know, best friends, just bitch complain and do it back and forth. The second time I was outside of the truck and I was squatting by a bush peeing, and then all I hear is my, like at the time, I don't even know, he was probably five. The voice it was using was my 5-year-old son. I don't know how it knew my son's voice. It kept saying, "Mommy, help! Mommy, help me! Mom, help! Please!" Like just, and any mother in the complete fucking darkness, you're just like, whoa, wait, where's my kid? Where's my baby? I need to get to him now. And I was running towards this voice. I was like getting closer to it. I could hear it getting closer.
And your friend heard the voice too?
Yeah, my friend heard the voice too. And she just grabbed me and she was just like, Kenyon's at home. He's in bed sleeping. That is not him. It just like yanked me back into reality and I was just like, oh shit, what the hell is going on? We need to get out of here now. You could just feel it in your chest, like, what was it? When she like initially saw it, like actually saw it, she just froze. She was just quiet and she just looked at me and I was just like, I'm not crazy. She says I'm the magnet of them. My ex will tell you the same thing, and his friend will tell you the same thing. They saw their first ever skinwalker, and I was around. I didn't even get into it. Corbin, there's more than 3 times. Corbin, my baby's dad, his best friend in Scipio. I was sitting in his truck one night, and like we were all at a different part in the woods. It was getting night, so we said that we were gonna go back in. My van was sitting on like a main dirt road from the bumpy, crappy dirt road, and so I got in the truck with them and went out to the spot, and then they were bringing me back. And I went to get out, and I turned my van on for it to warm up. As I was getting back into his truck, I like looked over, and there was this thing taller than my minivan. Okay, taller than my minivan, and it was following me. Like it was moving its head with me and doing whatever, and I just like took a deep breath of like, I was just so scared, and I was like, what is that? I jumped in the truck and I pushed the door lock down. I just turned towards him and I was like, look over my shoulder and look at my van. And I was like, something is standing on the other side of my van. And he just threw it down into drive and like spun the wheels all the way out there. And I'm like, my van is running. It's just in the middle of nowhere, like my van. He was like, fuck your van. I finally convinced him to like take me back to my van, but he dipped. He wouldn't wait. He wasn't waiting for like my headlights. He wasn't waiting for nothing. He dipped. And it's all around here, and it's off of the Navajo Indians, and they have those legends. So supposedly they were like medicine men and everything. They had to kill another human being. I can't remember if it was an infant or something or other, but it made like this pact with the afterlife that they were going to be able to be a skinwalker, like a shapeshifter. It was like taking all the positive that they had in our realm and then making it like negative in the one that he wanted to be in. Like, so they just cause like mischief. I am raw, open, honest with my kids because I have these experiences. I had these encounters. I've had one-on-one with creature things that I could not explain, and I need them to know it's not all just what they see. Like there's things that we don't see. There's things in the darkness that we don't see, and a lot of people don't see them, but if they're anything like me, they're someone out of the 4 is gonna have an ability to see it.
You're down in the bottom of the house.
Have you met anyone else around here that has had experiences with them?
No, like I've heard of people. Tristan, my best friend, she also has another friend that has had like a skinwalker experience. Cove Fort, just a little ways down. There was a battle that happened out there, and those were the Navajo tribe, and whatever has happened, they left their energies behind. Like there's things that we cannot explain that goes on during the dark or even like day. I heard of locals going out towards Yuba Lake and having beams come down and their car not work, and then them waking up several hours later naked in a dirt road. Like there was some stories that I heard that like it drew me to that location though, and that's when I first saw my first skinwalker.
Okay, I have to stop this part of the video. This was really crazy because the night before I met her, I looked for a campground that was nearby. I entered this place called Yuba Lake that she mentions where she saw her first skinwalker. Nobody's attending the ranger station, and the whole place was so creepy at night. This is in summer. There was nobody camping at all. Like I drove around through these sands and dunes and trees. I just couldn't find a place that felt safe. Finally, I found one campground that was nestled under a tree that had a picnic table, some sort of life. And so I thought, I'll just camp here. And I immediately got swarmed by thousands of bugs. Flipped out and immediately left and was like, okay, this is not a good place to camp.
We went out there and like we had like weird stuff happen, and then bugs just like filled up our car and like,
Yeah.
all this crazy stuff. And I was like, guess I'm not supposed to be here. That's why I came out here, and then that's why I went to Meadow in the morning.
Yeah, you can definitely feel the energy shift. Like you could feel it. I don't know, I pay attention to the energy shifts now. Like anything that seems out of the normal or just like so sudden, what am I looking for here? Is something trying to warn me to see? Or is it giving me the ability to see it? And then it's just like, okay, why me? My husband was a non-believer and he's a believer now. My friends weren't, like they heard stories, but then when they were out with me and then they see it, I think everywhere has phenomena. It's just people are so closed-minded. And you have to be open-minded, and then you see it, and then it's just like, okay, we're not alone, we have shit we need to figure out.
Thank you for joining on this spooky supernatural story time.